your help, man.
After Ruth and many of the regulars left, the slam continued. Different MCs took up the cause, bringing with them different poets, different voices. But as any of the alumni who happened to stop by on a Friday night could tell you, it never had quite the same magic.
I don't do love poems, I do hate poems. I like that. I do a hate poem! Yeah. Hey, you rapist. Do you know the difference between love and hate? And can you feel for a person something more irate? Lust is in the air, I see it in your eyes. Lust is in the air, it comes as no surprise. Walking down the street, sometime in the night, was a little girl that didn't pick this fight. Just a little girl, that's all she really was. So you passed by and fucked her just because. Tears were in her eyes as the story was told. With debts like that, blood runs cold. So over the hills and through the woods to the pucker's house we go. For the lust that you did have, bet you wish I didn't know. Make your excuses, you're a rapist just the same. Make your excuses, the verdict's in the name. I know you're gonna hate this, but you're a fucking rapist. Yeah.
One night in February 2003, I got word from Dave and CJ that NoOne was in trouble. They were having financial difficulties, and unless they could raise the funds quickly, NoOne was going to have to close their doors. In true NoOne Gallery fashion, Dave and CJ decided to put on a week-long celebration and rent party. I was doing a weekly poetry newsletter at the time, and they asked if I'd put the word out. I told them I would, and the party began. NoOne had a full week of music, art, poetry. Then Thursday that week, I came home. I got a message from CJ on my answering machine, saying the NoOne had been shut down, and they couldn't hold any more events.
The whole week we were there, the week that NoOne shut down, we were trying to raise money for NoOne because we were having another problem about rent. And this is about the end of the week, I think about a Thursday, and we were all really excited because we had raised a lot of money. So me and my sister pulled up to NoOne's to go in and get another band thing going on to raise money. And there were all these city cars parked in where we park. One thing that I just remember, it's a minor detail that made us angry, was that they were all parked by the road so nobody could get in.
I was actually the person who let them in the building. You know, because CJ came in down from upstairs as they were coming in, but I was actually, you know, the one who let them in the building. And the lady introduced herself, you know, started looking at art. And she just started looking at art, and I couldn't figure out, you know, why she was there, because something was off. And I could tell that something was not right. And she started talking to CJ. And she just started calling people. Like, she looked at a heater that wasn't even, you know, that wasn't even used. We didn't even use it. And she's like, well, that's this, that, and that. So call in the fire marshal. Well, something's wrong with the ceiling. Well, let's call in the building inspector, you know. She just kept calling people who started calling people, you know. And everybody got down there. I mean, everybody she could have possibly called got down there and started writing a list.
I mean, we were literally kicked out of our house, too.
Yes, all in that one day.
Yeah, thanks to, was it Great White, or the one that the fire came up.
Yes.
About 2 days after that one concert burned down, they came in. They brought the whole cavalry over. We had about, what, 8 different city officials come out at the same time. Mm-hmm. So.
Was told that I was told that she could have given me 2 citations that day if I didn't cooperate. And so, you know, I bit my tongue and I just cooperated with everything. And I told her that we lived upstairs. And she said that if a fire was to break out, that no fire marshal would go up there to save anybody because, you know, nobody's supposed to be living up there and on top of a business. which, you know, it happens here in Alabama all the time. You have residents on top of business. I'm sorry.
Well, there were a lot of unhappy people that they lost a place to do their
Yes.
poetry and express themselves. We weren't very much, but we tried the best we could, what we had, and that's kind of a shame. It's
They kind of told us briefly, they're like, you know, Noons is getting shut down, and me and Amber, that's my sister, we just stared at each other. We're just like, oh my goodness, didn't believe it. And then the man who was over everything told us, he's like, you guys can move things, but if you sit down, you know, that's going to be, I think, inhabiting, and you can get arrested. And, you know, Dave and CJ didn't have anywhere to go. They're like, this is our home. He says, it doesn't matter. You know, you can be arrested if you just sit down. You have to be carrying things to and from your car. And they left, so we all sat down and just talked about what we were going to do. So we got up some money, trying to get Dave and CJ a place. Our friend Jamie let them sleep there for a while. We were all just, I don't know. For me, it wasn't real. For a bunch of people, oh man, so many people were angry. My sister was really angry. I was angry too, but it took a while for it to hit. It didn't, I was mad that a place that, I don't know, the city would shut down a place as good as Noons for the youth of Huntsville, because there's really nothing for us to do that we don't get in trouble for, you know. And Noons, there was, you know, no drugs, no alcohol, and it's really a good place for everybody, but especially, you know, the artsy youth who need something like that, need that outlet.
I was there one of the nights before, just when everyone had to be outside. They couldn't be inside the building anymore because it was, you know, it was against the fire code and whatnot. So they just did the kind of slam outside. I showed up one night, and like I heard that they were, you know, shutting everything down, but I got there just in time.
This is Noons as it appears today. The echoing voices of poets and musicians have been silenced. The artwork is long gone, and the whole place has been painted over. I took a look inside, but I couldn't find anything that looked even familiar. The place seemed smaller somehow. I tried to interview the building inspector who shut Noons down, but I was told I'd have to talk to her supervisor. After a brief and unpleasant conversation with him, he said he'd see if the inspector was interested in talking, and that he had my number. I'm still waiting to hear from him.
It's really awesome to be somewhere where people are willing to sit and listen to you, and it's a way of venting, and it's a way of getting things off your chest, and it's a way of getting, you know, something heard that might not necessarily, you know, whether it's politically or religious or whatever, you know, something bad can happen to you in your day and you can go and write about it. And that was a place to go and not only write about it, but to, you know, tell it to a whole bunch of people. And you got to hear the same thing from other people, and so you got different points of view on the same subject sometimes, and that was cool.
Well, it was freedom. That's what it was. I mean, I guess most of my creative energy for the last 2 years came from Noon's experience. It's just that kind of level of freedom where we're okay, we respected what each other wanted. We, you know, encouraged each other to be ourselves and to make something that everyone will enjoy, that makes you affirm who you are.
I think what I took away from the slam more than anything is to really listen to people, because I think that creates that feeling of closeness and allows you to really get to know and interact with people a lot better if you see where they're coming from and see where, you know, see what their viewpoint is, what their worldview is, and, you know, learn more about their story and everything. It kind of helps you to fill in your own story.
I just think it was a wonderful idea. I think someone should pick up the torch and carry it on again. The city of Huntsville definitely needs things like this.